Hi, I'm Tom Hembry, and I'm Dad.
I'm Mason Hembry, and I'm Dude. I kind of had to force it on him, he wanted a pizzeria, I wanted a brewery, and, we were working on a brewery for quite a while, and, in the mix, he came up with a pizzeria, and I was like, you know what, let's mix the two together, it's a Brewria, and let's utilize something that homebrewers do at home all the time, which is use their spent grains in a pizza dough. Something that a lot of homebrewers do with breads, with granola bars, pizza dough, so let's make a really good spent grain pizza, and that's what we ended up doing.
I started with a buddy of mine. He and I just decided one day that it'd be fun to try to make our own beer. At that point we already knew that between the two of us we liked drinking beer, and he actually was the one that sort of kickstarted the idea and said, hey, we should try to make our own, and I said, okay, sure, and we got a kit and gave it a try, and I was immediately hooked. I was just really drawn to the sort of ability to be creative and make something that you could, buy in a store, but be able to make it yourself at home. And turns out the results are, at least our results first time, were pretty good. So that's why I was hooked. It's not like it was horrible, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like that's a dumb hobby or whatever. I was kind of drawn immediately from that experience of it working out first. Bard Nielsen, and my title is Brewmaster, Head Brewer.
There's a certain marriage between pizza and beer. It's like they belong together, not just from a dining standpoint, we believe, but actually from production. And that's what he decided. Hey, let's actually make our pizza with the grains from the beer, and I thought that was a novel idea.
It's a lot of it's just having good quality ingredients. I think making sure you're very sanitary in the brewery. That's a big part of it. Serving fresh beer, not letting it sit around for 6 months to a year before you finally pull it out of the warehouse. So I think that's what we're doing here. So we're just having small batch beers, and I think it'll be the freshest that way, using good quality ingredients from local Colorado suppliers. So my first and last name is Aaron Bush, and my title, I guess we're both called brewmasters here. I'm technically the assistant to Bard. So
I think that Aurora is ready for this particular concept. Craft brew has been really big. It got its birth here in Colorado with home brewers and micro brewers, and now to take this concept one step further to nano brewer really magnifies what home brewers.
Brewer does it, but we've experimented with the recipe for a year now, and finally came up with a delicious recipe. We sweeten it with agave nectar. It tastes like a pizza. You're not going to be surprised, like, oh wow, I've never tasted a dough like this before, but realistically, you probably haven't tasted a dough like this, actually, because it's a spent grain dough. A lot of people don't have access to it. Then starting a business with my dad, I think that's really fun. It's we're trying to cater to the to the small guy. We're not a big brewery. We're a small homebrew setup and pizzeria. It's really fun to do it with family and friends, and we have to sell.
Well, there's a million things that go into getting a restaurant from conceptualization to finished in opening day. And there's been some tough times, challenging times, and mostly there's been a whole lot of fun times when you get to turn to your side and see your son next to you. Hi, I'm Tom Hembry, and I'm Dad.
I'm Mason Hembry, and I'm Dude.